Hello and welcome to our 5 a.m. Election 2024 bulletin. I'm Saren.
And I'm Mel, and we are joined by Alfie, who is at the Cheltenham election count. He's joined us here now. It's been a night of drama in Gloucestershire as the Conservatives lose Cheltenham, Gloucester and Stroud.
And across the country, Labour has been building up a massive store of seats as it reaches a landslide victory with some high-profile Conservative casualties. Now it's certain that Keir Starmer will be Prime Minister tomorrow.
Our latest local result is in Gloucester, where Alex McIntyre has taken the seat from Labour from Conservative Richard Graham with a majority of around 3,000. This is what the new MP had to say.
And of course, my biggest thank you is to you, the residents of Gloucester, who have today put your trust in me and the Labour Party to represent you, to work tirelessly for you, to be a voice for our city and to deliver a better future for Gloucester. I recognise there will be many who voted today, who voted Labour for the first time. Thank you. Thank you for voting for change. I will do everything I can to repay your trust and deliver the change that you have voted for. I also recognise that there are many who haven't voted for me today, and I wish to reassure you that I will be a representative for our whole city, whether you voted for me or not, because I believe in public service, and that we as politicians have a duty to bring our divided communities together. That is when our city is at its strongest, and that is when our city is at its best. But tonight, people in Gloucester and across the country have voted for change. They have placed their trust in a changed Labour Party that is back in the service of working people. A party that will fight for economic stability and tackle the cost of living crisis, that will get the NHS back on its feet, that will make our streets safe again, build more affordable homes and deliver the best start for your children. We know the scale of the challenges in front of us. It won't be easy. There is no quick fix, no magic wand, no gimmicks to solve those challenges. But what I can promise you is that this Labour government will always be focused on delivering on your priorities. I can promise you that we will get this country working for you again. And I can promise you that I will work tirelessly to get Gloucester's future back. Tonight you have voted to end the chaos, to end the decline and to embark on a decade of national renewal. With hard work, determination, collaboration and respect, I know that together we can deliver a brighter future for Gloucester, and that work starts now. Thank you.
In Cheltenham, Justice Secretary Alex Chalk has lost his seat to Liberal Democrat Max Wilkinson after 9 years of being the town's MP. Joining us is our reporter Alfie Howlett, who was at the count. Tell us how the night unfolded, Alfie.
Yeah, absolutely. So we sort of all knew tonight that Alex Chalk was going to lose his seat, and Max Wilkinson came in before Alex Chalk, and I sort of looked at his two boxers entering the ring, with Max Wilkinson being the challenger. Now, I was fortunate enough to speak to Max Wilkinson before he came in, and he told me that he wasn't necessarily counting on his chances. He was confident, but he didn't want to announce it. He was very humble in that aspect, but he had every right to be confident inside, because he completely walked that seat if you look at the results. And it was a good evening. There was no hostility between the two. In fact, in his speech afterwards, Max Wilkinson thanked Alex Chalk for being such a good opponent. And that's what we want to see in politics. No matter the divide between the parties, we want it in good spirits.
In Stroud, Labour's Dr Simon Ofer took the seat from Conservative Siobhan Bailey with an 11,000 majority. We're still waiting for the results from the Forest of Dean and Tewkesbury.
Across the country, there have been some hugely significant results, including some controversial figures in Nigel Farage and Jeremy Corbyn winning seats in Parliament, and more Tory cabinet members losing their seats. Joining us on the sofa to round up the latest developments are politics lecturer Paul Wiltshire with the latest declarations.
Yeah, it's been some really, lots and lots of developments in the last hour, the most significant of which is Rishi Sunak effectively conceding defeat. So he said he's rung Keir Starmer and told him that basically you are the Prime Minister. We're not quite, I don't think, at the 326 stage yet, but certainly we're heading over the 300 mark now in terms of the number of seats Labour has won. So they are definitely on course for the landslide that's been predicted. So Rishi Sunak hung on to his own seat, but whether he will carry on being Conservative leader tomorrow is debatable, but he has said that he looks forward to continuing to serve. So that suggests he's going to carry on being the MP for his seat in Yorkshire. His very close colleague, Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, just managed to hang on to his seat in Surrey. But there were some big casualties as well as Alex Chalk. So we've lost the leader of the House, Penny Mordaunt, Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, Defence Secretary Grant Shapps and Culture Secretary Lucy Fraser, plus a few more ministers, have all lost their seats tonight. So, yeah, the big news really is Labour well on their way to their landslide victory.
So, Paul, we know what's happened for the Conservatives tonight, but how has tonight looked for the Greens?
Well, the Greens, as we were talking earlier on, have been kind of the victims of our voting system, the first past the post system, which kind of doesn't help small parties. You've got a lot of a reasonable amount of support, but which is spread out around the country. But they have won a seat in Bristol, Bristol Central, and they've taken that. One of the Green Party's co-leaders has taken that off the woman who was going to be Labour's Culture Secretary. So that's a rare Labour loss there. But again, for the Greens, they still have hopes that they may win one or two more as well.
That's all we have time for now. We'll be back with our last bulletin at 6 a.m. See you then. Bye.
Goodbye.